Hello Internet. This video is basically a two-part introduction. The first is to me, because, well, I would say the Internet doesn't know who I am, but who am I kidding? The Internet knows who everyone is. But I guess this is my personal introduction to me, not this just kind of generic one that's out there. More specifically though, this is an introduction to an idea that I've been thinking about a lot lately as I've been trying to figure out who I am. Now, before you click on to the next video, this isn't a video about me finding myself, because guess what? I haven't. But it is a video about why we all wish we could define ourselves and why we can never do it right. I'll start by trying to describe myself. I'm Zach. I'm 22 years old. I am American. I've got brown hair, brown eyes, and my brain decided it hated my left eye when I was little, so my vision sucks. I've got two brothers and a sister. I'm married. My parents are almost divorced. Yay for legal battles that take 5 years. I'm a nerd fighter. I'm a Whovian. I love Star Wars, obviously. Rogue One is my current favorite movie, but I do think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is the best trilogy of all time. I'm fairly liberal, but don't consider myself a liberal. I've got some really conservative friends, and I love a good political discussion, but I don't love political mudslinging, which is most of the current discussion, unfortunately. I like learning super random facts, like palladium, for example, is a metal. I don't know why I'm holding up thin air. There's nothing here. This is supposed to be palladium. Palladium is a metal that can passively absorb 700 times its volume in hydrogen atoms. They'll just kind of flip between the lattice structure of the palladium metal. That's what this is. Again, I don't know where these hand gestures come from. But as I've been sitting here telling you these random facts about myself, things that describe me or that I think describe me anyway, you've probably been thinking to yourself, okay, whatever, that's, good for him. And you've been slightly confused why I'm saying it the whole time. The reason you've been confused is because your brain has been trying to figure out what box I fit in, and it hasn't worked because I've given you pieces of myself that belong to different boxes. So of course your brain can't figure out where I go. So that's why it seems like I'm telling you stuff that's insignificant because it doesn't fit together. The problem is we try and categorize people like that all the time, and we're always wrong. Some of my best friends are not who I thought they were when I met them. Not even close some of the time. It's really easy to view the world as a bunch of boxes because that's how you can actually understand it. The world makes sense if it's a conflict between religious people and scientists, or conservatives and liberals, or whatever. That's a world that makes sense because you can see two sides that are clearly opposed and meeting somewhere in between the two of them. You can understand that. But a world that's full of billions and billions of individual people made of billions and billions of individual moments and influences that are constantly shaping and reshaping them into familiar and unfamiliar forms is way too much to handle. And that's the problem. We're trying to handle it. We're trying to contain all of these people so that we can make sense of it. And it doesn't work. I mean, trying to do that to the universe, just like picking out details and saying that's the whole, it'd be like, all right, here's a sun, here's a tree, bam, universe. It's not even close, but we do that to people all the time, and it's just as wrong. So we need to stop. That's what this YouTube channel is about for me. It's me trying to stop limiting myself to a particular thing, but also, more importantly than that, opening up a dialogue where other people can do the same thing. I really hope that whoever sees this will stick around and join me in a conversation, whether they agree with me or not. Because the truth is, most of us have more in common than we have different. But we live in a world that trains us not to see things that way. We live in a world that trains us to see things as us and them, as in and out. That's not the world we live in, and the sooner we can stop seeing it that way, the better it will be for everyone. I'll see you next time.